What is up, bros? Welcome back to another exciting episode where we explore the wonders of the world. Today, we've got something truly special lined up for you. Today, we're diving headfirst into the beautiful, sometimes confusing, but always fascinating world of the Japanese language. It's a language rich in history, culture, and unique quirks that make it one of the most intriguing languages to learn. We're talking about the language that gave us anime, manga, and those super catchy J-pop songs. From the vibrant pages of manga to the energetic beats of J-pop, Japanese has influenced global pop culture in ways you might not even realize. Get ready to have your minds blown, because we're going deep on this one. We're not just scratching the surface, we're uncovering the hidden gems and fascinating facts that make Japanese so unique. We're talking 10 must-know facts about Japanese that they don't teach you in school. These are the kind of insights that will give you a whole new appreciation for the language and its cultural significance. Trust me, some of this stuff is straight up bonkers. From the way they use honorifics to the intricate writing system, Japanese is full of surprises that will leave you amazed. So grab your ramen, get comfy, and let's unlock the secrets of the Japanese language together. It's gonna be lit. Whether you're a language enthusiast, a pop culture fan, or just curious about Japan, this journey is for you. Let's get started and dive into the incredible world of Japanese. Okay, first up, let's go way back in time. We're talking ancient history here. Japanese, believe it or not, has been around for centuries. Crazy, right? Linguists think it originated somewhere in East Asia, but it's still a bit of a mystery. Some say it's related to Korean, others say Turkish. It's like a big linguistic puzzle. But one thing's for sure, Japanese has some seriously deep roots. It's a language that's evolved over thousands of years, and that's pretty darn cool. Now here's where things get really interesting. Japanese actually has not one, not two, but three different writing systems. Yeah, you heard me right. Three. We've got hiragana, which is like the basic alphabet. Then there's katakana, used for foreign words. Think karaoke, that's katakana. And then the big kahuna, kanji. These are characters borrowed from Chinese, and they can have multiple meanings and pronunciations. It's enough to make your head spin. But hey, at least it keeps things interesting, right? One thing you've got to understand about Japanese culture is that respect is huge, and that's where honorifics come in. These are little suffixes you add to names and titles to show politeness and respect. It's like saying Mr. or Miss, but way more complex. Seriously, there are honorifics for everything. Your friends, your teachers, even the guy who makes your sushi. It can be a bit overwhelming at first, but trust me, mastering honorifics is key to understanding Japanese culture. Plus, it's just good manners. Chapter 4. Kanji, the Chinese connection. Remember kanji, those crazy characters we talked about? Well, they actually have a pretty interesting history. You see, way back in the day, the Japanese borrowed these characters from the Chinese. It's like the ultimate language hack. But here's the thing, even though they look the same, the pronunciation and sometimes even the meaning can be totally different in Japanese. Talk about confusing. It's like looking at a picture and seeing two completely different things, but hey, that's kanji for you, always keeping you on your toes. Chapter 5, Particles, the glue that holds Japanese together. All right, let's talk grammar, bros. Japanese grammar can seem intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty fascinating. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. In fact, understanding the basics can make learning Japanese a lot more fun and engaging. One of the coolest things about Japanese grammar is the use of particles. These tiny words play a huge role in the language. These are like little words that attach to nouns and verbs to show their function in a sentence. They help indicate the relationship between different parts of a sentence. Think of them like prepositions in English, but way more important. While prepositions in English are crucial, Japanese particles are even more so because they define the structure and meaning of the sentence. Seriously, you can't form a proper Japanese sentence without them. They are essential for conveying the correct meaning and ensuring your sentences make sense. They might seem small, but trust me, particles are the glue that holds the entire Japanese language together. Without them, sentences would fall apart and become incomprehensible. Master them, and you'll be speaking like a pro in no time. Once you get comfortable with particles, you'll find that your ability to understand and communicate in Japanese improves dramatically. Let's dive a bit deeper. There are many particles in Japanese, each serving a unique purpose. For example, the particle ha, wa, marks the topic of the sentence, while ga marks the subject. Then there's wo, which indicates the direct object of a verb, and ni, which can indicate direction, time, or the indirect object. Each particle adds a layer of meaning to the sentence. Understanding these particles and their functions is key to mastering Japanese. It might take some time and practice, but it's definitely worth the effort. So, don't be afraid to dive in and start practicing. The more you use particles, the more natural they will become. And remember, every mistake is a step towards improvement. Keep at it, and soon enough, you'll find yourself navigating Japanese sentences with ease and confidence. Happy learning! Chapter 6. English Invasion. How English is Changing Japanese. Okay, let's be real, English is everywhere these days, and Japan is no exception. From smartphone to hamburger, English words have infiltrated the Japanese language like crazy. Some people think it's cool, others think it's ruining the language. It's a hot topic, that's for sure. But hey, language is always evolving, right? Who knows what new words the future holds? Maybe one day we'll all be speaking a weird hybrid of Japanese and English. Konnichi, what's up, anyone? Chapter 7. Lost in Translation, Japan's Dialect Dilemma. You know how people from different parts of a country sometimes have different accents? Like how someone from Texas sounds different from someone in New York? Or how a Londoner speaks differently from someone in Scotland? Well, in Japan, it's way more than just accents. We're talking full-blown dialects. These dialects can be so distinct that they almost seem like entirely different languages. And I'm not just talking about a few different words here and there. We're talking about different grammar structures, vocabulary, and even pronunciation that can vary widely from one region to another. Some Japanese dialects are so different from standard Japanese that people from other parts of the country can barely understand them. Imagine trying to ask for directions and realizing you can't even understand the response. It's like traveling to a whole new country, just by hopping on a train. Pretty wild, right? Each region has its own unique way of speaking, and it can be a fascinating, albeit sometimes confusing, experience for travelers. But hey, that's all part of the beauty of language diversity. It adds richness to the culture and gives each region its own unique identity. So next time you find yourself in Japan, take a moment to appreciate the linguistic tapestry that makes this country so special. Whether you're in the bustling streets of Tokyo or the serene countryside of Hokkaido, there's always something new to learn and discover. Remember those honorifics we talked about earlier? Well, get ready for Keigo, the supercharged version of politeness. This is a special way of speaking in Japanese that's super formal and respectful. It's like using your best manners, times 1,000. You use Keigo when you're talking to someone important, like your boss, a customer, or someone older than you. It can be pretty tricky to master, but trust me, it's worth the effort. Speaking Keigo is like leveling up your Japanese skills to max. Here's a little secret about Japanese. Sometimes, what's not said is just as important as what is said. Japanese culture is all about reading between the lines, understanding the unspoken context of a situation. It's like a secret language that everyone knows but no one talks about. But once you start to pick up on it, it's like a whole new world opens up. You'll be able to understand the subtle nuances of Japanese communication, and that's when things get really interesting. Let's be real, Japanese is having a bit of a moment right now. And for good reason. From anime and manga to video games and J-pop, Japanese culture has taken the world by storm. And what better way to experience a culture than through its language, right? Plus, let's be real, learning Japanese is just plain cool. It's challenging, it's rewarding, and it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. So what are you waiting for? Jump on the Japanese bandwagon and start learning today. So there you have it, bros. 10 mind-blowing facts about the Japanese language that you probably didn't know. From its ancient origins to the power of honorifics, Japanese is a language that's full of surprises. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Japanese, smash that like button and subscribe for more awesome language content. And don't forget to let me know in the comments which fact you found the most surprising. Thanks for watching, bros. Stay curious, stay awesome, and keep on learning.